I'm tired too.
There is no good or evil in grief. Everyone's feelings toward grief are warranted, which is why it is so difficult to resolve. In Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Renoir has a point, and so does Aline, and so does Maëlle, and so does Verso, and so does Lune, and so on. It is easy to be trapped by grief because it is not a war between good and evil, but a mire you sink in, each movement performed to get out, only pulling you deeper. The only way out of grief is to sacrifice, to let go of the heaviness you carry, to sacrifice it to the deep, so that you can be light enough to escape. The difficulty is in identifying what it is exactly that you are holding on to that is so heavy. Is holding on to Verso's memory dragging them down? Or is trying to let go too quickly keeping them from processing what they need to process? The true answer to moving on from grief is perversely simple. You don't. You cannot move on. But what you can do is move forward. You can decide to find the strength to face the grief and to carry that weight. Maëlle's ending, in this sense, is, quote, wrong because she does not want to carry the weight of grief. She does not want to go back to the real world and carry the burden of a burnt face, of not being able to speak, of her brother gone, of her friends in the painting gone. A pervasive problem with discussing narratives in fantastical stories with different rule sets, which is a common narrative design in RPGs, is that there is not enough information. How exactly do paintings work? How much time passes in the real world versus the painting? Do painted people have souls? What exactly is chroma, and how does it work? All of these questions are fun to explore and nerd out on, but one, the answers simply are not there because this is a made-up world and the developers did not provide detailed information, and two, they miss the forest for the trees. In the end, this is a story made by people who want to make you feel something and to think about something. That something is grief, and how horrid it feels, how there seems to be no escape from the pain of sacrifice, and how confusing it is to figure out if that sacrifice will even work. Maëlle's ending is not the right ending, but it is not a bad one, because it showcases so much of what the story is trying to tell. There is value in not moving on, in staying in some form of escapism. Maëlle does get to stay with Verso and with Gustav and with everyone, and perhaps have more time to process her emotions. There is great value in that. But she sacrifices two very important things: her connection to reality and the people in it, and the opportunity to grow stronger by carrying her grief and using it to build bonds in the real world, with her family and with others. Escapism is sort of like staying in the starting zone of an RPG. Is it easy and nice? Is it designed to be comfortable and helpful for you? Sure, and it is not necessarily wrong to stay in the starting zone where it is far less difficult. But you will never achieve the full story. If you stay in escapism, you will never grow, you will never move forward, and something very deep and very valuable to the human experience and to the human spirit will be lost. Maëlle staying in the painting creates an addiction for her, a mirror of someone she loved that can be created and recreated again and again, that can be tweaked or changed, that can be used to hide from the fact that her real brother is dead and gone, the only fragment of him left a small, cragged, exhausted boy, a charred shadow who cannot be remade. This boy is the heaviness that Maëlle must let go of to be light enough to escape grief's mire. She cannot find the strength to do it, so her brother Verso, by way of his mirrored self in painted Verso, saves her for a final time. So, what would you sacrifice? That which you love, leaving you with scar tissue that hurts with every move you make? Or your growth as a person, leaving you stunted and shallow? This is the difficult dichotomy Expedition 33 wants you to contend with. The only certainty is that you will indeed have to sacrifice something, and that sacrifice will stay with you forever.